What does it look like to choose yourself first? I'm here with the lovely Chelon to really explore this between each other and for you because as women, we are so often choosing what will serve our families, our children, our parents, our bosses, our coworkers, our friends. Everyone else gets served first. And so if that resonates with you, stick around because not only are we going to talk about this, but we're going to go into an experiential meditation to really ground in what needs to shift in your identity, in your cellular structure, even, so that you can embody choosing yourself first, not because you're selfish, not because you're greedy, but because you know that when you choose yourself, then you can give from the overflow. You can be energized and refreshed and really taking a stand for what you believe in and having the resources to back that up. Because if we're still just giving from an half or less than half empty cup, then we are not actually able to give, not actually able to change other people's situations because we haven't taken the time to change our own. So, here in the Make It Rain collective, we are taking a stand that you get to choose yourself first. Each one of us is choosing ourselves so that we can help more of you to choose yourselves. So, thank you for joining us. Let us know you're here. If you are here with us live or on the replay, let us know and tag the person who invited you in here. And be sure to stay till the end to learn more about what we're bringing into this space because we are reactivating this group and we are ready to jump on the train and get rolling. So I'd love to hear from you as we're getting started, Shalon. What really called you to choose yourself, and what did you see in this community that made you know this is the place to do that?
Thank you for that question, Kira. Um, what led me to choose myself is like I'm in this transition phase in my life right now where my kids are, graduating. My youngest is graduating. And I always said when my kids were younger, like when they grow up, I will still be able to do whatever it is that I want with my life. And so with that, happening now, I had to get really honest with myself in regards to like, what do I want and what do I want that to look like and everything. And one of the things that really called to me all the time was freedom. And it was like the freedom to be able to do what I want whenever I want, the freedom to be able to work from wherever I want, the freedom to be able to travel, and the freedom to just like choose myself for once, right? I've spent so long giving to everybody else, right? We talked about how I grew up feeling like I was like the worker child, right? And it was always been valued just in like my doingness and what I can give for out of theirs and everything. And this really opened my eyes to allow myself to have the opportunity to finally choose myself and what I want for my future and also what I want for my children's future. And so stepping into this community really, that's what I was looking for actually was community. Being a solopreneur for so long and doing everything on my own for so long, it was like this community allowed me to feel held and supported in moving forward in what I want to build and create. And um, being able to actually see that I am able to still do my dreams and my passions and the things that I love to do while building a business that is actually going to support me um, was really, you know, something that was really important to me, right? Feeling held and supported by a community and by a business and financially so that I am able to do the things that I still really love to do. So that's what called me here for sure.
Yeah, I love that, and I'm so with you. I was also I also have grown children. My children are all adults, whatever that means, right? And I raised four sons, and so I totally resonate with what you shared about just feeling like so often as mothers, we kind of are surviving. We're in survival mode so much of the time, especially because there isn't a lot of support for women and mothers in community. And as a solopreneur, I've been an entrepreneur since I was in my early 20s when my kids were babies. And as a solopreneur, I was always seeking collaboration, and I tried a lot of different collaborations. And what I discovered is that in the wider entrepreneurial space, a collaboration often means giving to someone else's business in hopes that they'll give back to yours.
Yeah.
And so often we're really still just doing it all alone.
Mhm.
And here in this space, I found a place where we really actually do collaborate. And it's not based on whether we're financially connected or not. It's a space where we all want each other to succeed. We all celebrate and uplift each other. And we really do business in that feminine model that connects back to our ancestry, because every one of us who is a human comes from indigenous ancestry, whether it's closer or further in your past lineage. And so, women coming together in circle to co create security and thriving for all in the community is actually what feels natural to us. That's why we tend to choose others first, because we know that choosing the community is choosing ourselves. And here we get to flip that over and know that choosing ourself is choosing the greater good of the community.
Mhm.
And that's what we're going to share with you. Shalon and I are bringing the collaborative income model masterclass to you on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Be sure to mark your calendar, figure out what that is in your time zone, and come and join us on Zoom so we can you can really feel the community and collaborate with us in the space. And so be sure to tag the person who invited you here and let us know if you can be with us live on Zoom or if you will watch the replay. And I'm so excited to receive what Shalon has prepared for us today. Shalon felt really inspired to offer a little bit of energetic work with us around this topic, because it is hard to shift from choosing others to choosing yourself when your entire life you've been like, since Shalon, like Shalon said, she was the worker of her family growing up. I also was the caretaker of my family growing up, and then having children when we're young, we just kind of shift that caretaking into our children. And sometimes, like me, still caretaking our mothers. And
Mhm.
it can, it's actually a cellular physical memory. It's not just a habit that we can break. We actually have to change our entire identity. And that's really what we do here. So
Yeah.
take it away, Shalon.
And I love how you bring that, how you brought up like the changing our identity, right? Because it's like shedding all of the, identities that have been projected onto us from like all our whole life, right? And letting that go and allowing ourselves to really like choose, like we've been talking about, choose and give ourselves permission as well to make that choice, um, to just do what we want to do for ourselves and for our life, as opposed to like giving to everybody else all the time, right? And so I am going to take you through a little guided meditation is what I wanted to do. Um, because I love going and asking my future self things about like what do I want for myself and what do I want for my future and everything, right? And so I'm going to ask you to just find a comfortable position, whether it's sitting down or laying down, whatever you feel at this moment in time. Closing your eyes and just focusing on your breath, breathing into your heart space and sighing it out. You may want to place your hand on your heart space and breathing, taking a deep breath in and sighing it out. And with every deep breath in, you're breathing in this beautiful white light. And with every exhale, releasing the weight of the past, releasing the identities that we want to let go of, releasing the fear, releasing the worries of the future, releasing the fear of change in general. And I want you to look at anywhere that you have been giving your time, your attention, your energy, your thoughts. Look at where all your energy leaks out to. And I want you to call all of that energy back to yourself through all time and space, visualizing it, filling up your body, your vessel with every breath in, and allowing yourself to choose you in this moment, to choose your presence, and to give yourself permission to choose what's best for you in your future. And allowing yourself to call forward that future version of yourself. And what is she doing? What does she look like? Who is she surround herself with? What thoughts does she think? What is her daily routine? What does it look like to choose yourself in this moment? Because our power is in this present moment and what we decide to choose for ourselves. And if you feel called to, take a step forward into that version of yourself and allow yourself, the two of you, to be as one. And when you're ready, taking a deep breath in and sighing it out and calling all of your energy back to your body, to the room, in this moment.
Hmm. Wow, thank you so much, Shalon. That
Welcome.
just feels so potent. I've done a lot of exercises with different facilitators and myself around calling
Mhm.
my energy back, but there's something about, I don't know if it's the just the energy of the moment, but it really feels like you are holding a greater capacity for this work than
Mm.
many. And I
Thank
really
you.
could feel all of those chords. And when you said take a step forward into that version of yourself, I felt more like I could breathe her in
I love
and
that.
just ground into the presence of my future self. And
Hmm.
I'd love to
Hmm.
hear from any of you out there what you experienced in that beautiful meditation, and really just inviting you to tune in to your heart, to that future version of yourself who has all of your energy fully embodied, who is fully resourced to not just choose yourself, but choose where your energy goes. Once you have all of that energy embodied, you get to choose to focus that on your vision, and really inviting between now and Sunday that you tune into what is the vision that my fully empowered woman chooses for her future, for her family, for the world as a whole. Shalon and I were really talking about how when we're fully resourced is when we can make the impact that we came here to make. And we really want to leave a better world for our children and for all future generations to come than what we experienced or our parents experienced. And I'm sure if you're watching this, that you also share that desire in your own way. And so on Sunday, we're going to really go into the details of how we create that for ourselves and each other here in the collaborative income model, the wellness technology that we partner with, the tools that are available here for you to plug into so that you never have to do it all alone. You never have to wonder if what you're doing is working, because we are here to support each other, to give each other feedback, and to just continue to hold ourselves and each other to that highest version that you just experienced in that brief meditation. So let us know again in the comments that you will be joining us on Zoom or on the replay for the collaborative income model. And one more time, we'll be live Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So put it on your calendar, show up, because when you get into the room, with the energy of the community, that's when your life really changes. And you have an opportunity to choose a completely different trajectory moving forward than you have in the past. We always have a choice. So I hope you are really receiving this to the core of your being, the gift that's available here. Any last words you'd like to share, Shalon?
I actually wanted to pull a card.
Oh,
Is what I
yes,
wanted to do. I
please.
was
That's
feeling called to pull a card for everybody. And interestingly enough, when I picked up the deck, Release the Petals was on the bottom. So I love that. It's about like releasing it into the wind with wild abandon. All the things that we always grip onto, right? And
mm,
so the rose garden is coming through with innocence, forgiveness, and be gentle with yourself. And so often, I don't know if you can see or not, but so often we are so hard on ourselves, right? And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And so this is about like, Kara and I were talking about this earlier about giving yourself the, the kindness and the compassion that you're
one more
needed.
time.
The kindness and the compassion that,
It's not quite focusing. Pull it back
yeah, no,
towards
I
you
know.
just a little
Maybe
bit.
back farther,
Okay, I got a
a
little
little
more
bit
of a
better.
feeling of it that
Yeah,
time.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I don't know why
It's
it's
all
not
good.
picking it up very well, but yeah, about giving yourself the kindness and the compassion that you need. And I think by choosing yourself, and forgiving yourself for all the past, things that maybe you thought were mistakes, right? But one of the things that I heard is like, mistakes are proof that you're trying. Right. And we are here to learn and to grow through each of those choices and maybe each of those mistakes or whatever. But this is the evolutionary process of yourself and choosing yourself and this bigger expansion that you're calling in for your life, for the world, for whatever it is that you're being called to create. And we can't do that from a place of being alone and from a place of, fear and anxiety and all of that kind of stuff. And so, really, just like tapping into your oneness and the truth of who you are and being honest with yourself about what it is that you are really wanting to do. And so, yeah, coming back to that innocence as well and really calling in that what's your inner child and what they really wanted as well. So, yeah.
Hmm. Oh, I love that so much. And And I feel like that card came through because we do have to forgive ourselves
Hmm.
before we can fully choose ourselves. And if
Absolutely.
and when we have and the other thing that came through when you were talking about mistakes are proof that you're trying, the other thing that came through for me is that if you recognize the mistake, if you know that you could have done better, that is you choosing to do better. So we can get stuck in, oh, I wish I'd done that better, but we can't go back to that time, but we can bring that forward into the now and say,
Hmm.
now I choose to move forward with that awareness. Now I choose something different. And that's really what this space is all about, is really owning your choices and walking with them, because that's really all we have in this life, is to continue to make a new choice each day. And once you choose yourself, it's a daily practice. It's not like a one and done. Okay, I chose myself. Now I'm a new person. It's
No.
like every day I choose myself again. Every day
Mhm.
I choose to look at myself and acknowledge what I need in this day, or what this day is calling me forward into. And so, really inviting you to answer the call, to call yourself forward into your future, because no one else is going to do it for you. But we are here to support you as you make that choice. So looking forward to seeing who will join us live on Sunday, and keep on choosing you in the meantime.